Okay, before this video begins, I just want to make it clear I am not an old school fan of Fable. I didn't grow up playing the original Fable games when they were first released. I've known about the series for a long time, but I have always been curious about it. Whenever I tried going back to play the older games, I just couldn't fully get into them because they are visually outdated, even though I can tell the ideas behind them are really, really good. So most of my experience with Fable comes from listening to longtime fans and YouTubers talk about what made the series special. Way back then, I was playing God of War and GTA games. That was the games that I grew up playing, and Prototype, because those games were amazing to me in childhood. So I missed out on Fable. And as you already know, in Africa, you just have to be a hustler to play games back then. So yesterday, Xbox did a developer direct. If you have been living under a rock, now you know. They showcase games like Forza, Beast of Reincarnation, and some other port game that is really meant for friends. But the game that caught my attention and the game that was really looking forward going into this developer direct was Fable. This version of the game is being developed by Playground, the same studio that is making Forza Horizon. So I was going to this, I was a little bit skeptical about the game. The first trailer didn't really sell me on it. It looks nice, but it didn't explain what the game actually was, and I wasn't a huge fan of the character module. So when Fable showed up again in the direct, I was curious but cautious. By the end of the show, I was genuinely impressed by the game. And there is no game without first talking about the combat, because no matter how good your story is, if the combat doesn't feel right, the game truly suffers. The moment they showed combat, I immediately thought of Hogwarts Legacy with a little bit of Witcher missing it. The art style really speaks well to it, and it looks very fluid and reactive. There was one moment that really caught my eye, and I thought it was really, really amazing, where the player character was shooting an armored skeleton and saw the exposed part of the skeleton and decided to took the shot, and it actually works. That level of detail shown just proves that they have care and puts a lot of thoughts into these enemy types and how you can utilize your environment or their exposed weaknesses against them. I also love that enemies can hit into each other, and it also like provide tension and positioning in fight. It makes it feels less scripted. Overall, what I saw of the combat was really, really great, and it looks promising with a little bit of magic and might and everything mixed in one, so you can quick swap them in between combats. I really, really like what I saw. And of course, Fable wouldn't be Fable unless you have choices and consequences that actually impact how you are in Fable. In Fable, you can decide to be kind, helpful, or even respectful, or you can decide to be an absolute menace. Like, I just can't wait to murder all the people in the village and see how the game will go. You can buy properties, own houses, tax people heavily. I'll become a landlord king and shape the economy around you. Who you are in the game world defines entirely by you. There are around 1,000 NPCs as confirmed by the devs, all with their own routines, day-night cycle, and their daily life. These slice of life system are what truly made the old Fable games truly special for fans, and it's really, really exciting to see them return here. But it is not that any companies haven't done this before, like the daily routine. I remember clearly that Assassin's Creed Origin and Odyssey had them in their game. You can follow an NPC and see what they are doing throughout the day and throughout the night. I don't know why they decided to leave it out for Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Assassin's Creed Shadows. By seeing it in Fable and what they are doing with it, is really, really incredible and exciting. One example that the devs gave for choice and consequence that really stood out to me, there's a moment where someone becomes a giant and you get to decide whether to kill them or let them live. And if you kill them, it affects how the town people sees you, and its body will be really left in the world permanently throughout your playthrough. And I find this to be like really, really interesting. That kind of long-term consequence is rare, and I love these kind of things because I remember in Assassin's Creed Odyssey you get a quest where it involves a sick people and you decide their fate. If you decide to let them live, sooner or later you will hear that the disease has spread over Catalonia, and you go back there and see that people, they are burning people and people are suffering in Catalonia. So these choices and consequences, it just truly speaks to me in a different way, and it makes me excited for Fable. And before this video was even done, I went back to check what the old people that have played the older Fable games were actually like, their takes on the game, and they seemingly have removed a feature that people, either you will love the game for it or you hate the game for it. And it's about your morality system that changes your physical types. In older Fable games, doing evil things makes your character appear more demonic, and doing good things makes your character appear more heroic. But this time the developers has decided, to scrap it from the playbook and give you something else. They explain that people don't instantly judge you based on your appearance anymore. Instead, how your actions and reputation are what the characters will define you. Some people will love you for what the good things that you do to someone, but some people will also hate you for it based on that. But I thought, like, truly what they are going for set a tone that really speaks to me, and I feel like Fable, it is such in a good place. And Playground Games, I didn't even think they were able to achieve this kind of heights. I think they are bored of making always Forza, and they want to expand their wings. And what they are doing for their first step is really, really incredible to watch. And it is such an amazing thing that a studio is able to release two games in a year, being Forza Horizon 6 and Fable, one of the two biggest games in like the gaming industry space. So for my closing thoughts, I think what I saw for Fable is really, really interesting, and I'm excited for this game. I'm not hyped for this game. I don't want to be overhyped for games anymore because of Crimson Desert. It looks too good to be true. I was hyped for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it disappointed me a lot. So I don't want to be like, I always want to be cautious and skeptical about this game. But this game has me excited. The game is expected to come around autumn in 2026. That you should expect it around September or October. I know that it's not gonna go near GT6, so I think maybe September or October we will get the game. So I'm interested to know what you think. Comment what you think of Fable down in the comments, whether you are excited for the game or whether you are not excited for the game. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. I am excited for this game. What say you? See you on the next video. Bye bye, and thanks for watching.